respect that I appreciate what you're doing for these people. Not only for my son, but for these people that are hurting behind all of this stealing and carrying on. I got out here and worked every day of his life. I taught him that. I was a single father since he was 5 years old. The courts gave me custody of this young man because they knew that he would be better off with me.
Salute to everybody. Now, Tony the Closer took to his live stream with one of the victim's father who is no longer living. The victim is no longer living. That who has allegedly been scammed by both DJ Envy and Flippin' NJ. Now, if you guys new to the channel, I'm going to ask y'all to subscribe right now. Everybody take some time to hit that like button. You know, it helps out with the algorithm. And outside of that, I want to make sure everybody get this message right here. Credit to Tony the Closer. This brother been on this situation for months now. And kudos to him as he's bringing the victims, the fathers, etc. People that have been scammed allegedly by DJ Envy and Flippin' NJ. You guys can get this live stream or a piece of this live stream right here on my platform, as I want to give this brother credit. Kudos to what you're doing in this regard. It was sad to see how emotional this father was. I think you guys pretty much get the gist of what's going on when you guys hear this father speak, as well as Tony the Closer get emotional in the situation. Now, if you guys are getting new to the channel, I'm gonna ask y'all to subscribe right now. Take some time to hit that like button for me right now before we get into this clip. I thank you all for y'all time. Hopefully this father right here, whose son is no longer living, that was allegedly a victim of Flippin' NJ and DJ Envy. Hopefully this brother be able to get the grieve or get the justice he deserves if this has happened as he said it has. And outside of that, just to see that this father is so emotionally attached to his son that's no longer living, my heart goes out to you, brother. Wishing you well, and I hope you guys get the justice you deserve. Let's get into this clip right here from Tony the Closer. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notification. I'm gonna catch you guys in the comment section at the end of this clip. Thank you so much.
My hands are clean, is what DJ Envy said to everybody.
How are you, Tom?
Brother Jeff.
What's up, sir? How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well, hanging in there, a little tired, but I'm here. What's going on today?
I appreciate you jumping on. You just got finished leaving your truck and you came and made some time for us. So I want to kind of like really give people an understanding of like what's happening here. So for starters, this is Jeff Robinson Sr. His son is a investor with Cesar Pina. He passed away tragically about 6 months ago to a car accident. After his passing, his family has been trying to get their money to take care of his children. He has 2 young children that survived him. This father here has been in the community with his son and his father for over 30 plus years in Patterson. This isn't just somebody that was just some street hustler or somebody that was a nobody. This is somebody that's been poured into the community for 30 plus years. This family has done coke giveaways, free food, all type of gatherings to be a part of uplifting the community. Why this thing means something to me is because the people who do the right thing need to be protected. The families that are out here that are truly making impact and doing it the right way, they should be protected. See, one of the issues that I have with our culture is everybody likes to try to go to this street mindset and the snitch. And everybody wants to apply the street culture.
How are you, Nick?
Hold on 1 second. Somebody trying to cut me call again. But the street culture is something that has hurt our community for years. I've heard countless amounts of stories since I've been covering this case, and when I spoke to you, it literally broke my heart. First off, hearing the father express his pain and the loss of having a child in itself is one thing, but as I heard the backstory and all the things that were happening and what you were trying to do to make sure you could make sure your son could be protected in this investment and also get his money after the fact is something that, you know, really hit home for me a little bit differently. So I wanted to come bring you up here and let people hear kind of what your dealings were with Caesar and kind of who you are, because I think this is very, very important for the masses to really truly be able to understand the type of people that they took advantage of. And I remember going to your page before I met your brother. He did good for the community, and this shouldn't be happening like that. And you know, our first conversation, I ended up in tears.
Yeah. Right now, just listening to you speak about the whole situation, Tone, is a very sensitive issue with me. I just lost my son 6 months ago, so it's kind of like emotional. It's very difficult for me to even come up here and talk to you today. However, I know that this story must be heard because of all of the stealing that people have endured from this group of individuals. Caesar, not only Caesar, but DJ Envy and his whole entourage. You know, my son was a very hard worker, and the community loved him, and so did I. So his story is very, very delicate right now. You know, especially with me, it's not even so much about the money, it's how they went about getting the monies from my son and also the other people that also are victims in this whole situation. As long as I'm living till God take me out of here, I will continue to fight for what he deserves and his children deserve. So I'm here today, but I'm speaking to you in pain, in a lot of pain, because Caesar, physically, I spoke to him multiple times when my son actually asked me to get involved when Caesar was giving him the runaround before he passed away. Caesar is a very slick individual. He never wanted to physically meet me and sit down with me to go over some of the concerns I had with my son's contracts. You know, had Jeff Jr. spoken to me about it in the beginning of his investment, he know what I would have said. And this is one of the reasons why he didn't bring me until things started to get to the point where he could not get monies from Caesar, handle his business the way he wanted to. So he always called on me, his dad. I don't know what you want to call it, but maybe I was his enforcer because he knew no matter what, I would always come to his defense. So when I asked Caesar about these contracts, this frivolous contracts, he never wanted to meet. He would always make excuses. Oh, bro, I'm out of town. He would tell Jeff. So I actually called Caesar myself and said, look, I have some concerns. I want to sit down and talk to you about these, this contract. So he would always duck and dive me as a person. Caesar just didn't know that some of the people in his circle had knew me for many, many years in the financial world. I've been in this community for over 50 years, and I'm still here. I policed this community for 25 years of my life. I lived in the same house where I am. I grew up at. So we've been here for 50 years. This is nothing new for me. My mom and dad were here in the same community where they had a junkyard, when I was able to take possession of it. I turned it into what I turned it into. And so I listened to Caesar. I'm not really a social media type of guy. All I do is I like to cook and do what I do. But he had made some allegations about how he made my son because when Jeff Jr. met him, we were losing these very same businesses that we've built from back in the early 80s. That is a poor excuse of coverage for him to say this, because
I would like for him to show me in writing or in black and white where you saved these properties from my son and I. That is so untrue. But I would like to see this. And then when we go to court, Tony, trust me, I will not stop until whatever's owed to those children of my son, they get what's coming to them. And I salute you as well, my brother, for even standing up with all of the criticism that you had gotten in the beginning of this story. You know, I watched a little bit. I didn't come out up front because I was just waiting for the day to come where I had to see Caesar in court. But because of the love that Jeff Jr. had from friends out there, they would not let it rest. And they made it known that I was his father and he needed to be talked about. So excuse me if I may get a little emotional at times when I talk about my son, because it's just like it happened yesterday. Although it's 6 months ago, I miss him dearly. So Caesar is really playing with fire at this moment. And I'm glad that the authorities picked him up, because that is a good thing for him and his associates. I've been here for 50 years, and I'm going to stay here until God takes me home. I'm going to fight for my child until the end, until there's no longer a fight for me. So I appreciate you, man, taking this time to use your platform to acknowledge my son and also acknowledge me for the work that we've done. We don't ask for much. We always try and give. This is what was raised by my mother and father, who started this journey, who started this legacy. It was those two. And I took it to the level, to the point where I can take it and turn the torch on to Jeff Jr. And he carried it very, very well, I must say. I must say that he carried it very well. Even if Caesar wanted to get away with this, the people of this city would not allow this to happen because of the love and the respect that they had for this young man, and not only myself. But it's been really, really difficult just seeing how disrespectful this young man has been to the community, to these people that he's taken their money and he thinks is a joke. But at the end of the day, God has his last say, my man. He will deal with all of those that try and come before this journey that we're trying to bring out to the people. This isn't about street or not street. You understand? People are talking about someone being snitches, bro. This is right or wrong. This has nothing to do with you or anyone else being a snitch to anyone. This is right or wrong. It's black and white, my man. That's all this is. So for those that want to criticize you and talk about you being a snitch, they need to go somewhere and sit down and get a real life for themselves. But you know what, Tone? This journey will continue. You know, I'm just thankful for the love from the people and from yourself. I never met you until Sunday. You sent me this message and say, hey, I've heard a story. I need to talk to you. Are you willing to talk? And I say, yes. We've been talking, and I admire you, my man. I admire you. Not only will I come meet you in person, because I don't really do the social media much often, other than cook food and put displays and stuff of the food business and the car wash on social media. But I physically want to come to you and give you a hug and show you that much respect, that I appreciate what you're doing for these people. Not only for my son, but for these people that are hurting behind all of this stealing and carrying on. My son got out here and worked every day of his life. I taught him that. I was a single father since he was 5 years old. The courts gave me custody of this young man because they knew that he would be better off with me. So whatever stories that you may hear,
I raised him up until the day he died. He was 33 years old, but I guided him up until the point he did die. So Jeff has lived a great life, man. And I cannot allow Caesar and DJ Envy or any other person take advantage of that good heart that he had. I will die first before I allow that to happen. And I will make sure of that. And I appreciate you, man. I really can't continue to talk as much as I go on. It hurts. It hurts more and more and more. This is not easy for me. This is not easy for me. You know, my son was my world, although I have 3 other kids, but my son was my shadow. He was my shadow from the day he was born.